on a date.
Do you really have rich parents? And say something richly parental.
I have achieved everything myself.
The boss squeezed in a bonus for the new year, so we gave him an electric scooter. He didn't take the scooter, but he gave the bonus and apologized for a long time that we misunderstood him. Doctor, it seems to me that I supported the Soviet Union.
You have Lyme disease vacuum.
A grocery supermarket is looking for employees for the position of collie. Experience with cash returns is preferred.
Russia's allies are now not only the Army and Navy, but also Vovan and Lexus.
The moon shines under the side, and the star burns in the forehead. Couldn't the poet simply say that he had a headlamp and a hood with a reflector?
So, pour me some borscht, more cutlets, and mashed potatoes for the second, and don't forget to pour 100 grams. And get undressed and get into bed, I'll be there soon. Come on. What are you snotting, Klava?
Oh, Vanyusha, it's just me, out of happiness. We so rarely have romantic evenings.
The old man caught the golden fish, and she said to him in a human voice,
"Well, it still hasn't let go."
To come to terms with the meaninglessness of your work, you just need to imagine that your boss is a director, and you are an actor who has been assigned to play an idiot in a fantasy film about a country of fools on a planet of mental problems.
According to the results of a survey of millions of Russian women, Irony of Fate was recognized as the best background for cutting New Year's salads.
Moscow is really not rubbery. If it had been rubber, it would have burst long ago.
She fooled him and fooled him, fooled him and fooled him, and when she finally fooled him, she forgot why she fooled him and didn't let him.
Eggs and circuses.
In the gateway.
Uncle, can you find a cigarette?
You find it, guys. Here, smoke.
"Cough, cough, odd tobacco. What is that?"
Wait a minute. Right now there will be an advertisement.
Think about it, but Petrovich turned out to be a faggot.
Do you mean that he is a member of a banned extremist organization?
No, in a good way.
Is it true that bloggers' wives say about their husbands, "My blogger"? Scientists have discovered ancient manuscripts during excavations in China. During the analysis of the texts, they found references to various forgotten techniques for improving health. The technique of NI-SLI for weight loss, NIBU-high for improving liver function, NI and P for the prevention of sexually transmitted diseases was mentioned. Scientists have yet to find more detailed descriptions of these techniques.
Dad, what is production optimization? And what is effective management?
Look, son. Dad usually buys toilet paper of the same brand. But today it turned out the thickness of toilet paper has become half, or even 3 times smaller. This is the optimization of production by effective managers.
Female logic cannot be expressed in Boolean algebra. This is where the theory of random numbers comes into play.
Saryoga borrowed 10,000 from me. If you don't do this, it will be a disaster. I'll go and drink them out of grief.
Can I come with you? You can't leave friends in trouble.
No, Saryoga. You can't make your best friends suffer because of me.
They used to ask, what's wrong with the face? And now, what about the eggs? Quote.
Words such as sometimes, and maybe are very helpful in making an accurate weather forecast.
I'm the main actor in this movie. I'm the producer and I'm the director. Zakar was his own man in our artistic company, a wonderful wife, a schoolboy son and a broad soul, who never allowed to come to visit empty-handed. A man who likes to drink and sing, chat about secular characters and tell a joke. In addition, Zakar had a very interesting profession. He was a screenwriter. Moreover, to the envy of others, he was an international screenwriter, and received foreign exchange fees for all his orders. At the moments of the growth of the exchange rate, when the bulk of our guests clutched their heads and cursed softly, trying to match their wishes with the value of $1, Zakar only smiled languidly, resembling a well-fed cat, happy with life in a luxurious house, and surrounded by daily care. One day my friend hosted a bachelorette party, during which Zakar's wife, having taken an excessive share of alcohol, told her friends about the irrepressible erotic fantasy of her husband, who, according to her, came up with a wide variety of games and situations in order to bring variety to their intimate life. A creative person, what can I say, we thought. But one day a screenwriter girl came to our company, who recently returned from work in Hollywood, and knows the international market very well. Having accidentally learned about Zakar's profession, she sat down with him, and began to communicate in the bird professional language. Zakar mumbled something in response, but clearly swam in theory in most of the questions. The conversation did not go well, and Zakar left the kitchen very quickly, and did not appear again. About a week later, we were drinking in a bar in a small group, and I decided to ask, Zakar, why did you leave us so early? Was Masha scared, or did you not want to talk about work? Zakar, who had already taken 300 grams of whiskey, looked around us drunkenly and said, okay, it seems that everyone here is his own. I'll tell you my secret, but on my word of honor. Come on, don't be afraid, we won't give up. After pouring another 50 grams into himself, Zakar exhaled and said, in short guys, I'm not an ordinary screenwriter, but I'm sure most of you are familiar with my work, one way or another. How's that? I write scripts and develop concepts for porn videos. I work with various studios, understand the desires and interests of foreign pornography consumers, who, unlike domestic ones, are willing to pay for a subscription. After all, how do people behave in our country? I got on the site, looked at something, did my job and that's it? Well, or I found a video with my wife, girlfriend to watch and repeat live. And in the West, there are consumers who have clear preferences. For example, they like porn in the office, and that there was a plot, and dialogues, and that it was incendiary. And such people pay for a subscription. And I'm making up these very
Lyakha and Olga will not die, they will never die. You may not believe me, but this is a fact, because I know, everything was amazing. For the last 2 years I have been working at the Volga Motors plant, normal work on machines, gears and shafts, rims and discs, parts arrive, machines make noise, presses press, everything was fine until I met Lyakha and Olga. There, after our shift, we always wash in a huge shower room for 200 people. I change clothes in the first compartment, where the thermal workers have settled, even though I am a machine operator, but my drawer is there. I saw Alexei when, excuse me, I was in the toilet. Lyosha was sitting on the ceiling and looking at me intently. We immediately became friends. I won't say that I was always friends with spiders, but believe me, this guy was good to everyone, an intelligent, smart dandy with long legs and a piercing gaze. Olga also lived with him in the corner. I don't know exactly who she was to him, his wife, mother or just an acquaintance, but there in the corner they got along, until autumn came, snow fell and then I thought what they would eat here in the toilet, which is next to the shower. There were no insects or flies here at this time of year. My silent, intelligent friends were on the verge of death from hunger, but I solved this problem. They will never die. Now every week I buy a box of young live flies at the pet supply store and release them there in the toilet room. Guys, I may not be able to become rich or buy a car, but I can feed you, my friends. Lyakha and Olga will never die.
This text can be replaced with any of your texts. Type or copy your text right here and the robot will voice it. We gladly support your interest in turning text to speech.